$100,000 for baseline studies and for the BLM to select and hire the contractor to write the EIS. The third-party contractor is Environmental Management and Planning Solutions Incorporated, or referred to EMPSI, and you've met Holly already, and she's one of them. Next slide, please. Looking at the map, the brown outline with the diagonal lines is the Black Rock Desert, High Rock Canyon Immigrant Trails NCA boundary that was created by an act passed by Congress in 2000. The blue-gray color is the Black Rock Desert playa. The red is the closure order area. The proposed event site is a pentagon shape, which most of you know, and would be within this red outline. The city shifts year to year inside the closure order area. Further maps will be shown in future slides. Administrative draft versions of this document were shared with our cooperating agencies. They have been involved throughout the process in the preparation, review, and comments. They have also participated in the discussions during the weekly conference calls and meetings through the development of the draft EIS. Pershing County Sheriff's Office are the primary law enforcement agency for enforcing state and county law at the event site. They are an extremely small office since the county has less than 5,000 year-round inhabitants. Slide 5. Pre-scoping meetings were held in Nevada within the cities of Gerlach, Lovelock, and Reno during December 2017. The Federal Register Notice of Intent, or NOI, was published on June 20th, 2018. Public meetings were held in Lovelock and Fernley, Nevada during public scoping. The 45-day scoping period concluded on August 4th, 2018. 77 comment letters were received during the pre-scoping period, and 327 comment letters were received during public scoping. From the two commenting periods, 550 substantive comments were derived from these letters. During public scoping, primary issues were identified. Federal, state, and local agencies focused on regulations and known impacts from the current event, whereas the public focused on conflicting uses in the NCA, social and economic issues, and trash. Slide 6, please. The BRC proposal includes the following actions. Growing the population every year by 5,000. This growth would begin in 2019 with 85,000 bodies on playa and could reach its full growth potential of 100,000 by 2022. Bodies on playa, or population, equals all paid participants, volunteers, and BRC staff. It does not include BLM staff, law enforcement, BLM authorized vendors, and BLM contractors. The two-phase closure order would decrease user conflict by maintaining a smaller area for setup and construction of the city and expanding to a larger area for 3 weeks. After the 3-week larger closure order, the area would return to the original smaller size. The total closure order would be in effect for a total of 78 days. Under the population increase to 100,000, the vehicle pass would increase to 34,000. From the public comments received during the scoping period, the following alternatives are being brought forward in the draft EIS. Alternative B is a decrease in the population back to a 50,000 population. The bodies on playa definition would apply to this alternative. This alternative was developed out of the starting population in the 2012 EA. It is being analyzed in the EIS due to what we know arising from the air quality and traffic studies. This population level was specifically brought up in the scoping comments by a local county and the general public. The closure order would be in effect for 42 days. The acreage is 14,140 acres, but with the entire area being closed the entire time. Alternative C, or the alternative location, is being considered due to the extreme moisture received in 2017. This wet playa year caused BRC and the BLM to look at alternative sites to host the event should another severe weather year occur. This location is currently being shifted 1 township north of the current location. Other changes are an increased total closure order area, 18,940 acres, and no phase closure. The closure would be this entire area for the total duration of 78 days. Alternative D, or the status quo alternative, would cap the population at 80,000 using the same definition of bodies on playa as the proposed action. The two-phase closure order area would have a total size of 14,320 acres. This closure order would be for 64 days. Alternative E, or the no event alternative, would deny the proponent an SRP. In all likelihood, given the culture of the event, there would be potential for a large unauthorized gathering. This would would require the BLM to apply management strategies to minimize resource damage and reduce impacts to public health and safety. Slide 7, please. Oops. One moment, please.
Okay.
Okay. And we're back. These four maps show the different alternatives. These alternatives have different size closure order areas and the amount of days the closure order would be in effect. These differences are based on population size. The blue pentagon in the city is the fence boundary. This is consistent through all action alternatives. From year to year, the city shifts 1/10 of a mile to 1/4 of a mile. The graphs under the map show a timeline of the closure order. The L stands for Labor Day, and the blue represents the days of the event. The other colors represent the phase or phases of the closure order. The first map, top left, is